Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to explain to you today on how to install one of our anti-glare kits on the Nissan Patrol Y62. So if you also have bought one of our wood grain delete kits, these marry up really nicely. So we have had a request to do these because they are a little bit tricky to install. So we're going to take you through a step-by-step on how to get these done. So with your kit, you're going to receive the anti-glare kit, which is all pre-cut for itself. Also an application tool, your 9mm knife, and a couple of tucking tools. Okay, so in this video I'm going to explain how to disassemble that center console, remove those chrome strips, install these, and put everything back together. What you might also want to get is multi-purpose cleaner, a wax and grease remover, and an isopropyl alcohol, and a couple of microfibers as well. So that'll help you with the installation. Once you've got all those ready to go, then we can proceed to the next step.
Now, as you can see, guys, the reason why we decided to do these anti-glare kits in the first place, as you can see a little bit of light on the left-hand side here, there's a lot of sun glare that happens. So anybody who's doing touring around Australia will probably know or have experienced this before. The reason why you're probably watching this video or considering about purchasing one of our kits. So essentially the satin black finish is going to tuck in nicely. So it's set in two pieces. We do the side piece once this unit is removed, and then there's a top piece. So in the event, it just makes it easier to install even for a beginner stage. So if you have little to no knowledge about vinyl wrapping in itself, this is going to guide you through step by step. So we'll install the side piece first and then get the top trim all sorted there.
Alright legends, so we're going to start by removing this unit here, and I'm so sorry I do not fit in the frame. Trying to get a nice close-up for you. So to remove this unit, what we're going to do is just lift up the back armrest here. This way you have easy access to the back of this unit. We're going to remove, there's this knob here, so we're going to have this shift boot. We're going to push it down, and then you'll see a little retaining clip. So once you remove that retaining clip, you'll be able to slide it out, and this will come out freely. Just be very careful that you do not lose this. It is a spring, so it will fly off anywhere and become lost with the cart. So once you remove that, this will slide off. So once I remove it, I'll try to slide it back on. This way I know that I won't lose it. And when it goes back to putting it on, you can just click it in place and it won't go anywhere. So once that removed, put that on top of the dash. So there are holding clips here, so they're all around the side here, and there's a few cables that you need to disconnect underneath. So the best way to go about removing this piece is I will lift up this cup holder here and just pull up, nice swift, and just hold it on a 45-degree angle. So you'll notice there's one clip here for the gear selector, another one for the dial controls. You've got one for the cigarette lighter, and if you have a newer model, you might have another one for the wireless charging port in this cup holder section here. So just be mindful not to pull any pins out. If you happen to break one of these connectors and need to put it back on, we've got photos available, so just contact one of our team members and we'll be able to show you what colors go into where. So to remove these, they're just little push clips there, and they'll come out nice and easy. 2, and 3. So once you've got that out, all this cabling harness is still attached. So you're going to have to, I think there's a couple of retaining clips here. You'll be able to wedge that out. So if you just grab a screwdriver, smaller one the better, you're just going to wedge it into the corner and try to pull down at the same time. So there's one, and there should be another one just next to the cigarette lighter. So if you follow that same process, and you'll be able to click them out like so. So these aren't necessary to go back in. If you have other works planned, such as a UHF radio or anything up front in this bottom unit that needs to go on, you can just leave these out for easy installation for next time, or you can just pop them back in. Okay, so once that's been removed, all you need to do is just slide this unit up and then out. So once that unit's removed, what we're going to focus on is now getting unscrewing these side bad boys. But one thing to note, especially on the newer vehicles, what we've noticed when we've installed it, the wireless charging unit here, the cables are usually situated in different spots. So please be very careful when lifting it up, as sometimes it's on the left side here or the right side. It's really dependent. I'm not sure how or why they do that, but it is a very small push clip. If that breaks, then I'm not sure the functionality of your wireless charging unit. So please be mindful of that when removing it. So it's not a difficult process. It's nothing that you need to, just be patient with it and you should be just fine. All right, so now that we've got this unit out of the car, we're going to go ahead and remove these side pieces. So if you flip it around, make sure you have a microfiber underneath to avoid any sort of scratching. If you flip it around the bottom here, you're going to see 5 screws on each side. They'll need to be removed in order for us to remove these safely. We don't recommend using power tools, especially with these plastic trims. If you go too heavy with your power tools, it might cause the plastics to thread, and then you're going to have loose screws everywhere, which might cause rattling. So just doing it by hand, it's nice and easy. They're not difficult. Set up a heat gun for Alright, so once you've undone those screws, what we're going to do is just flip this unit back around gently, and then you'll be able to just pry them up on both sides. Okay, and we can set this unit aside now. And we can work on these. Okay. So we're going to grab our number 1 cleaner. Set it on spray mode, not jet. So a light mist over the top. Just get it all nice and ready to go. So we're going to want to make sure that we're cleaning all the edges here and on the inside edge too. So any dirt and debris, just give it a smack or two and that will sort of all fall out. And once we've done that, lay it back down, and then we're going to go with a number 3 isopropyl alcohol. Nice coat. So we wear gloves for our installation. This way it just avoids any sort of contaminants, waxes, greases that are on our hands, moisturizers and such things. Alrighty, and that's ready to go there. Alright, so once you've got that ready to go, just grab your kit here and you can sort of see the shape and outline that you need to work with. So you're going to find a sort of felt piece here. You're more than welcome to leave that on or remove it, but when you remove it, you're going to have all this adhesive underneath. So we just leave it on and wrap over the top. So I'm going to grab this piece here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on lining up this point right there. So if I line that up nicely, like so, I'm just going to follow that line
all the way through. So keep it nice and straight and consistent. Okay, and what you're going to notice is there's going to be a little bit of an overhang, which is what we want. So you'll grab your heat gun. Just fold that down like so. Okay. And depending on your placement, what you can come do, you just grab your knife and then rest it on the edge there and just trim that little bit off. Okay, and if you really wanted to, you can come around, rest your blade. Get that to sit nicely there. Alrighty, so that's the side done. Fairly straightforward, nice and easy. It's designed to have that overhang there, but as long as you focus on getting that edge flush, then the rest is going to be straightforward. So we're going to now flip it around. You're going to have the curved side towards the back and then the straighter side towards here. So there is a little bit of trimming involved with this one. So we are going to do it from the back side. I'm going to place it down with a couple of millimeters overhang on the back, like so, and a few millimeters overhang on the side. So we're then going to come around, lift the majority of this up, grab your finger, add tension, and we're sort of going to guide this around just to stretch it on the contour. Like I said, it can be a bit tricky, like so. Okay. So once that's there, just going to wrap it around, as you can see, in there. And then you've got a couple of millimeters sort of over the first piece. Now, once you install it, it's going to be facing down, so you're not going to really see the join line there. But again, as I said before, the reason why we do it in two pieces, if you scuff the top, it's going to be easy to replace as opposed to trying to redo all this in one go. It takes a little bit more finesse to get it down in one shot. So in terms of a DIY kit, it just makes it a lot easier. So we're going to get this little crease out here. And then we just need to work on the final touches. So we're going to add a bit of heat on these corners. If you do have gloves on, then I'd recommend just grabbing your microfiber and pressing out. So that's the outer side done. We're going to work on this inner trim piece. As you can see, it sort of needs to sit down. We might trim it back a little bit. The placement's never going to be perfect, so don't worry about that. So this is just to relax the film and make sure it sits in that groove nicely. And just press it down. So we are going to cut a little bit off there. So as you can see, sorry, a little bit of a trim. So depending on your placement, I mean, the front portion is going to be across. So it just tidies everything up in the front there. Okay, I'm happy with the rest of how that looks. I'm going to focus on the back edge here, just getting that to relax. So just add a bit of heat. You start to see the film move. Just sort of kink down. So we're just going to guide it down like so. And so we're going to focus on creating a point just here. Going to grab my blade and slice down. And as you can see here, we just need a little bit of trimming done. Like so. And on the front edge here, just flush cut. Like that. So again, you're going to have that sort of line going through it, but it's very inconsistent. You're not going to see it too much. And then you're going to have that bottom line following through nice and neatly. Just give you a couple mil overhang there. And that should reduce all the glare. So it only comes in a satin black finish. And there's, yeah, this is the step-by-step guide. Should be nice and easy. All right, so once you're done, you're just going to come back in. And it's going to go in the same way it came out. So we're going to go on an angle here and just slide it over the top. And then we're going to go ahead and get these cables back in. So again, you've got your gear selector lights right here. You've got your full drive dials and controls. And then you've got your cigarette lighter inside here. As I said before, these aren't really mandatory to go back in, but we'll just put them back in anyway, so they'll just click in here, and then the other one goes next to the lighter. So just give it a little bit of a pull, make sure they're all in, all clicked in. You're going to slide the back down, and then we're going to push the back like so, and work to the center and then to the front. So that's nice and secure there. As you can see, the overall finish is fantastic. We're going to slide the gear selector here, and then the shift boot down, and click that in place. Make sure these prongs is all the way in, and then what you're going to do is just click that back. And that's it, guys. That's your anti-glare kit. So very cost effective, quite durable in terms of the material itself, but it's going to do its job, you know, especially on those long trips and the sun is glaring in your eyes and blinding you. So that's not what we want, especially when you buy a car of this caliber. But they never got it perfect in the first place. So that's why we're here to help to make sure that, you know, these little 1%ers get covered and looked after. All right, so there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Please feel free to like, follow, and subscribe to us. It really helps us create more videos for you guys and keep everything running. But as you can see here, an absolute beautiful finish on this satin black. So you do get a 3-year warranty with the installation for any kits that you buy from our website, just to cover any sort of cracking or hazing or fading of the film down the track. So it is rated to last up to 5 years. So there are ways to go about maximizing that lifespan. All right, thank you, guys.